agenda? Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Yes. Did I give you? Yes. Okay, at this time I'll ask the board to review the minutes from the April 7th meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes as presented by the fiscal officer?
I don't see any.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as prepared by the fiscal officer.
They didn't turn it on.
We'll talk loud.
Thank you. I'll second that motion.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Yes. Now I'd like to make a motion to review and approve the purchase orders, blanket certificates, and pay the bills.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 So far, nothing. Yes, you have the credit cards, correct? Yeah, right, yeah.
We've got to sign out.
Larry has
Get a stamp. I see there. Oh, I know, right? I checked. You got out of there. Hey, at least I'm doing it.
Okay, the next order of business is comments from citizens. Nick Garver, Sarah Garver, Melissa Decker, and Greg McDonald all requested to be on the agenda, and if anyone else wants to speak, you'll have the opportunity. Is Nick ready?
Sure. Okay. I just wanted to know what prompted the practice with the not listing of the checks on the minutes. Is there a reason we're not doing that anymore?
It's included in a separate register.
Okay. So we're not going to list them on the minutes going forward. Is that correct?
That's what the board decided to do. Yeah.
Okay. We don't, okay.
I mean, it's still a public record if you want a copy of what the bills are.
No, I just wondered what prompted that practice, that's all. Okay. Let's see. Is there a particular reason that 10 to 15 minutes worth of conversation that's had during questions back and forth with the board and the citizens is summarized into one line about questions about the fire department? Is that normal, or is there usually more detail in the minutes?
There's comments from citizens.
All right. Do we have a job description in place for a township administrator?
We do have a job description.
Okay, it's been approved, or?
We have not approved it.
Okay. Let's see. Just I was copied into an email, so I'm just curious. Are we going to be following the fire department standard operating guidelines as they are set in place right now going forward? Because it seems like we're kind of circumventing them a little bit. I'm not going to go into great detail because there might be a personnel issue involved with it, but it seems like there's going to be a practice now that some policies are going to be followed and some are not being followed now that we have an administrator in place.
And I can answer that.
Okay.
Nick, the township trustees a month or so ago, or 2 months ago, whenever it was, did the directive.
Right.
Where any employee of the township needs to cooperate with the investigation.
I understand that.
In my opinion, and opinion of the law attorneys, that circumstance the SOGs at this time. And I don't think now's the time to go in detail, and if you'd like to, we can talk, one-on-one.
No.
But that's...
I stopped short of talking about the particular situation too, so I mean,
Okay.
I just I wondered because the two situations seem to be related if you want them to be related, but otherwise unrelated. So,
In my opinion, they're related, and that's why I answered in the emails the way I
Okay. So the township administrator position will then be in line with the fire department, chain of command going up to the trustees as far as disciplinary actions go. That's the normal duties of an administrator?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are we going to continue to postpone fire department purchases, or we're going to go forward with some of those?
We're gonna go forward with some of them. I talked to Chief Decker earlier today about his list, and we'll go through that under the fire department section.
Okay, very good. Let's see. Is the board aware, or the administrator, either way, of why interviews with the volunteer firefighters were scheduled at the sheriff's office? Because it's been discussed previously that this was not a criminal investigation, which is why we didn't involve the sheriff's office. So why was it the change of venue if we have meeting space?
Nick, I don't think this board can answer that or make any comments on the investigation.
Well, that's not directly related to the interview or the investigation. I mean, it's just why was it?
They can't answer your questions.
We didn't set up the interviews.
No, I know. I just didn't know if you were privy to why that location was chosen. Okay. All right. Well, I have some others, but I'll hold off because I think they're probably not going to get answered. I'll relinquish it to the next person.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
I think that I can hear, but I'm sure in this wide area, these people back here can't hear a thing. We
The
need to have
microphone
some kind of
works.
public.
All you gotta do is flip the little button on. It works.
Do what?
Forgive me, dog. I know you've got experience in that, Nick.
He didn't turn them on in there. It's now maybe. Testing. 0. There he is.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, he.
Good, is that even?
Yeah.
Here we go, can everybody hear me? Yeah.
Okay, Sarah? Did you count for us?
Nope, I didn't count.
Okay, thank you.
You want to use the microphone?
Nope, I'm pretty loud.
Okay.
It was brought up at the last meeting and previous meetings before about the washer. Rick, you said you gave them a washer, but they said the washer broke. So is there still a reason why a washer hasn't been purchased for the fire department?
Oh, we can answer that. I mean, this is comments from citizens, and if you'd like to have the answer now, that's fine.
I would.
I had mentioned previously that I had talked.
You may want to speak into the microphone.
Let me just find my paperwork here to speak from. At 1:30 yesterday afternoon, I met with Safety Director Bill Spurgeon and Fire Chief Pat Connor in Bill's office at his request. Mark Van Buren was also in attendance. As part of this discussion, I asked about Madison Township using the city fire department's extractor system for laundering our turnout gear. Chief Connor stated that he had been aware of my previous request to Chief Stickrat, and he encouraged Madison Township to bring our turnout gear to launder in their downtown facility. The extractor takes an awful lot of water, he said, and it would ensure the equipment was used to support the surrounding fire departments, and also that the turnout gear would be clean. And I said, well, we had been suggested that we purchase a spindleless washer, and he said ours is heavy duty, the big commercial thing, come on down and use it. So I haven't had a chance to discuss that with the chief at this time.
Mary Ann has one. I don't understand why we can't purchase one. Why do you want to take the firefighters out of their township and take them into the city?
Because the firefighters offered to do that. at a meeting several months ago. Both Chief Decker and I think Chad Deal even offered to allow us to do it at CTEC. And I know that even Larry Thomas was involved in that conversation.
All right, the next one is, we have a generator that Captain Garver got the fire department, and you guys had mentioned that it doesn't work. You've had people come look at it, but it hasn't been fixed, and you guys haven't purchased a new one. Is there a reason why? Have you tried opening one of the bay doors without power? When we have a squad run and we need to get a truck out and we have no power? Have you gotten, is there a reason why?
My question is that
The two generators that are in there now, and I'm not familiar what they're hooked up to, are they hooked up to operate the doors, or, because is there two of them in there now?
We can plug in the doors if we have to. I mean, it's one or
It's
the other.
consuming, I understand that, but you can use them if you need them at this point.
Whatever we plug into them.
Okay, thank you.
And last one is, for the last several meetings I've been coming to, you guys have tabled every time we try to put new members on. Why are you not putting new members on the department? People want to help this township, and you guys aren't allowing them to.
We discussed that we were not going to put any new members on until the investigation is complete.
And when would that be?
We do not have a report after today's meeting.
After they said 2 weeks. Yeah, they said 2 weeks.
That's what we had been told, that we should have it any day now. We do not have it as of today's meeting. I'm sorry. That's exactly what I said.
Thanks, Sarah.
Melissa?
Okay. No, I can speak loud. I think everybody can hear me. Nope. Sorry. I'll stand up and yell. All right.
That's Melissa, so they can hear in the back.
Yeah, mine.
Okay? Thank you.
Let's see. Have you received the investigative report from Steve Little as of yet?
No.
Any discussion with him? By anyone, including Mark Van Buren?
I've talked to him, but not in details to report.
Okay.
I've talked to him too concerning his wife's cancer.
Okay. Is he licensed? I know we've asked this in previous meetings. I've gotten yes, I've gotten no, I've gotten I don't need, he doesn't need to be. Is he licensed to do the work he is hired to do?
He's not licensed to do certain type of investigations.
Should I give you the microphone?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I can't yell too loud. Steve Little is not licensed to do certain type of investigations. Our legal counsel, and I will say this, their opinion is he doesn't have to be licensed to do an HR investigation. Once we find out, you're going to know.
He wasn't hired as HR.
Yes, he was hired as a human resources.
No, he was. No, he was contracted to do an investigation. He wasn't hired HR.
For human resources and employee relations.
Karen, I have the contract you have with him.
We have it too.
Okay, so then he was contracted to do an investigation. There's
Yes.
nothing in there that says anything about efficiency. It says investigation. Correct?
I'm not going to argue with him, Melissa. Thank you.
Let's see. The timesheets that the firefighters have to fill out on a weekly basis for their pay. Does Mark Van Buren or Steve Little need to fill out timesheets as well?
We just got marks tonight.
Okay, why,
Okay?
you just got what tonight?
His time sheet for the last 2
Along
weeks.
with everybody.
Yeah, along with everybody else's.
Okay, why are their timesheets held just different standard than the firefighters? Because the firefighters have to document their dates, their times, the duties that they've done while on the clock. But I got copies of their timesheets for Mark Van Buren and Steve Little, and frankly, this tells me that they worked 5 hours in one day, and that's it.
That's exactly what we got tonight, Melissa, from him.
Why are the standards different?
Good question. Good question, very fair.
No answer there?
No answer.
Okay.
But we can address it.
Okay. Let's see. Mr. Van Buren.
Yes.
What is your job in the investigation?
Basically, the investigator is contracted. He is not an hourly employee by the township. Now, I communicate with the investigator if he has questions, just as the directive states from the Board of Trustees, that any employee of the township has to work with the investigator and be there. I'm an employee of the township. If he has questions, if he needs documents, if he needs any type of assistance, I'm there to give it to him, as per the directive, Melissa.
Okay, so you answer his questions when he has questions, provide documents.
I'm not going to go into detail on the investigation.
Do you go to interviews with him?
I have, yes.
Of other people?
But that's where I'm stopping on the investigation questions.
So are you billing the township when you're at these investigation interviews with Mr. Little?
Melissa, any questions about the investigation, I'm not going to
I didn't ask
answer.
anything specific.
I'm done answering
About
those
your
questions.
time. Are you being? Okay. Okay, so are you trustees then paying Mr. Van Buren while he's at interviews with Mr. Little? Interviewing other people?
In reference to this investigation, we're not going to answer that because it's in reference to the investigation.
No, it's in reference to what you're paying the administrator to do. I'm not asking you anything specific about an investigation. I'm asking you if you're paying him to be at interviews with Mr. Little.
I see that as part of the investigation.
So we've paid Mr. Little just this year in investigative, so far to the end of March, $7,727.50. That's just in this year, not including 2014.
5 washing machines.
And now we're paying this, well, we don't know if we are or not because you won't answer, but we're also paying Mr. Van Buren at $30 an hour.
Is there a question there?
No, I'm just making statements since you won't answer my questions. Okay, and when you hired Mr. Van Buren, there was no job description in place?
I think we knew what the job required.
There was no job.
But there's no job description
There was not
to
a-
date still in
There
place?
was not a job description in place when we hired him at that meeting. There was not.
Do you not think the township residents deserve a little bit better organization and a little bit better productivity from their board? That's all I have for now.
Thank you. Mr. McDonald?
I don't need a mic. A couple questions pertaining to last meeting when we were discussing why we did the efficiency study. It was said that David Yost said that we should have one, or recommended one.
He recommends that to all political subdivisions and all government entities.
Have efficiency study. I put in a record request for that, and I got back an answer from the assistant prosecuting attorney, which I'm sure you forwarded to him, and they said you have no duty to provide records that were not in existence at the time of the request, which means Mr. Yost did not say anything. The auditor of the state did not specify, specifically advise the Board of Madison Township trustees to conduct the efficiency study. Therefore, the efficiency study was conducted for other reasons, which we all know it was conducted for other reasons. But now we have the assistant prosecuting attorney verifying that that was the case. Just wanted to make out a public statement. There's $240,000 earmarked for a new firehouse up until last year. Where did it go?
That was in our capital improvements fund.
Is it still there?
No, that money was, some of it was pulled back to cover the paving of your road, Valley View Drive Southeast, as well as Leslie Road.
Couldn't you dip into the $500,000 to $600,000 you roll over every year to pave my road? or to buy a washing machine or a generator. You have the money.